The mission of the Alternative Swim Grade program is definitely for students, to get them to get that transformative experience and get them to learn how to apply some of the skills that they're learning in the classroom to apply them for the public good. The good thing about going to different countries is that they get to experience a different culture. You put those students in a position that they've never been in. They get challenged because they have the communication barrier. They may not speak Spanish, they may not speak French or a different other language, but they have to figure out a way to communicate with the locals to solve the problem because they have a mission and a goal to accomplish.
It deals with a lot of one-to-one interactions with different people and understanding their perspective on life and how our mission was to serve the people in Nicaragua and understanding their needs.
They have a lot less than we do. They live on a lot less than we do. We have everything here in abundance where they have a very limited supply, and it's amazing to see how they make this limited supply of things work for them, you know. The most obvious thing to me was how dry the place was and the fact that they don't really have an infrastructure for water that flows through the system.
Right.
They said that trucks come to deliver water and they get water in buckets and the truck comes out every 2 weeks, which means the water is in a bucket and still water is like a begging for bacteria.
Pero más que todo nosotros caminamos buscando el agua para tomar porque no es bueno beber de la pipa porque no se sabe, ¿verdad?, si la lavan o no. Nosotros caminamos buscando donde hay pozos. Sería bueno que nos pusieran agua potable. La alcaldía ha promovido eso, pero no se ha visto nada. Tenemos ya más de 3 años de estar con el agua.
Walking through the community, you would see pigs, you would see chickens, you would see dogs. I saw a lot of like plastic, trash, and things like that in the community. I saw these buildings that, you know, they weren't structurally sound. They were made with aluminum on the top, and the aluminum was being held down with bricks to try to, you know, prevent them from flying away in the wind and things like that.
It was pretty intense to see how these people were living and how a lot of these members of the community had to live in the homes that they live in that maybe were fine years ago, but now, you know, it's very inconvenient for them and they can't do anything about it because they don't have the income to change it.
Pues lo primero que he tenido hoy es que me dieron ese regalito. Estoy alegre y tranquila que me lo dieron. Y ahora pues espero otra ayudita, porque mire, yo quiero que me ayuden con mi casita, que soy sola, no tengo marido, solo con mi nieta. Tengo que nadie me dé nadie, soy solita. Espero que me ayuden con mi casita. Que acá cuando hace viento, es siempre que me lo va a arrancar el viento, la casa que me en ella.
Take an architectural design student down to Nicaragua or any other country for that matter, and you just show them around in terms of design a house. One of the first things that a lot of them realized was the kitchen and the fact that these people cooked inside their houses and there was no vent for the smoke. So everyone was smelling or inhaling the exhaust pipe smoke from cooking, and that created other diseases. I mean, you can read it in a textbook, but once you see it, and then once you realize you can do something to fix it or to just make it better, it becomes real to them, and it's tangible, something that they can relate to, because they're putting their theory into practice.
All the poverty I saw and everything, and the people who I spoke to, I definitely, it really humbled me for sure. And definitely the kids, speaking to the kids and seeing the kids and seeing that some of the kids were there picking up the filters like my own students, it was a shocking experience. So
the first day was very nerve-wracking for me because I'm not that good with my Spanish, so it was really hard for me to communicate, and they were so open and loving, and all they wanted to do was to be with me and be with their group members and be able to participate. And it was just nice to see them laughing and seeing them enjoy themselves and knowing that we are leaving an impact on them.
I would never think that teaching would be so challenging. It was challenging to put together the lesson plan, have these kids sit there and listen to you teach for an hour, and then actually make it interesting to them. It is rewarding as well to just know that they're going back with something that you gave to them.
A nosotros nos
Nos ha gustado mucho esta actividad ya que podemos así nosotros observar que podemos ser en un futuro, ya sea ingeniería, si nosotros queremos ser algunos ingenieros, podemos tener la base fundamental de cómo podemos ir y cumplir esa meta, lograr ese sueño de que nosotros podemos llegar a hacer algo en la vida.
I was thinking about my activity the most. I was doing sports, and I was saying to myself, how can I bring them something more than just playing sports? So I thought, if I could make them have the time of their life, as much fun as possible, so that when they look back, they can remember, oh, you remember NYT, the American group, when they came here, we did that fun game, and that stuck with them. So that was something that I'm trying to give to them, that today I want them to live today and make sure that they have smiles on their faces throughout the whole activity, and that's something that I want to give to them.
Que se eduque mejor, que deje de ser Nicaragua tan pésima en darle educación, pésima no, sino para que sean más dinámicos los profesores, que hagan dinámica como la que hicimos en todas las clases, muy bonito.
I think that there needs to be a language barrier that needs to be broken, and it's love and respect. As a guy who barely spoke Spanish, I tried to use my own form of language, and I felt that was resonating differently than just talking to them, because I think that it created a different relationship. It kind of leveled the grounds. It's like, okay, we're both foreign to each other.
We had arrived at the school, and the teachers were so eager to meet us. I did not expect that. When I pulled out the tablets and also the microscopes, they were like, oh wow, what are these? We can use this. These are for us. They thought it was just part of the training. When they realized that it's for them to utilize this as a resource, it was like the light went on, and just Christmas in July, or Christmas in actually March, occurred for them. And that was really rewarding and humbling to see.
They need access to information. They want to learn, and the desire for them to learn is just amazing. They really want to be better, and they often don't have the means to do so. So I think if the school could serve as a hub for, not only the children but for the older people as well, to come around, to have access to internet, to be able to access the world and be part of the world.
Whoever decides to donate and whoever decides to help this country, help the culture out, just understand that these people are not a charity case, and whether we do something or we don't do something, these people will continue to live and continue to thrive because they're a resilient and humble group of people, and we just have to keep that in mind, that essentially we're looking to help them do better and help give them the tools to find their own solutions. Money isn't always the answer, though it does help, but education essentially is the answer to all of their problems, and providing them with the tools that they need to have the next generation come up and fix their problems.
Our goal is not to save the life of the locals in Nicaragua, but to provide them with the skills, the tools, and the resources that they need to achieve the change they want to see.